Hi students, how are you? Here today I am giving about you the intermediate first year botany subject. The students who have completed your 10th class, they can listen this class. Here, see here, you are having interest in science. That means here, what is meant by biology? The term biology is derived from the Greek word bios means life and logos means here study of. That means here biology is a study of life and living organisms. See, understood what is meant by biology? Study of life and living organisms. And see here what is meant by life? Here life can be defined as a property. It can be defined how many factors. Here it is depending on the four factors. The first one is the growth, and the second one is the metabolism, and the third one is the response to stimuli, and the fourth one is the reproduction. That means here life depends on four factors. Here see here what are they? The first one is the growth, and the second one is the metabolism, and the third one is the response to stimuli, and the fourth one is the reproduction. That means see here what are the characteristics of living things? That means here it depends on the four factors. What are they? The first one is the growth, the second one is the reproduction, and the third one is the metabolism, and the fourth one is the response to stimuli. That means here first you have to know about what is meant by growth. Here it's an important feature of living beings. Here growth means it's an important feature of living beings. That means increase in the mass and number will be taking place here. And also here see, you observe here growth in a living being, it takes place due to internal process. That means cell division. See here cell division means I think you have studied in the 10th class, that is about the mitosis and meiosis. That's here cell division. In the again we are getting those chapters mitosis and meiosis at the last class. And also here plants will show continuous growth throughout the lifespan, while the animals growth up to a certain age. See here, first of all we have to know what is meant by growth. Growth is an important characteristic feature of living beings. That means here increase in mass and number will be taking place in the growth. And also plants will show the continuous growth throughout their lifespan, while the animals will show growth up to a certain age. And also see here what is meant by reproduction. It's an important process for continuing the lineage of a species. Here it's of two types, asexual reproduction and sexual reproduction. And see here asexual reproduction occurs by the formation of oxospores or zoospores, whereas sexual reproduction occurs by means of whereas male and female gamete fuse together to form a zygote. Here sexual reproduction is taking place by two methods. That means here male and female fuse together to form a zygote. And see here fungi will reproduce by the asexual spores. That means what I have told, asexual reproduction takes place by means of either oxospores or zoospores. That means fungi reproduce by asexual spores. And see here unicellular organisms like bacteria, unicellular algae or amoeba, reproduction is synonymous with growth. That means here increase in the number of cells will be taking place. And see here 2 marks, very important. What is meant by metabolism? The sum total of all the chemical reactions occurring in our body is called as metabolism. Here in intermediate standard, for the examination point of view, this is very important for 2 marks. The sum total of all the chemical reactions occurring in our body is called as metabolism. And also see here response to external stimuli. That means here plants respond to external factors like water, temperature and other organisms, pollutants, etc. That means here plants will respond to external factors like water, temperature and other organisms, pollutants, etc. And also see here organisms can sense and respond to their environmental cues. And also see here organisms handle chemicals entering their bodies and aware of their surroundings. And also the only organism which has self consciousness. That means here, what is meant by here? Consciousness. That means here, if a person is something, he has gotten fever or he has lost his consciousness, that's the meaning here. That means consciousness means if a person is suffering from fever, when we are touching also, he is not giving any response, then it is called as consciousness. That means all the organisms are aware of their surroundings, is called as consciousness. See here, what is meant by consciousness? All the organisms are aware of their surroundings, is called as consciousness. And see here, sometimes we are seeing the persons, the patient is suffering, that means he is going to coma. It does not know anything. In hospitals we are seeing some patients, they are suffering from heart disease and some diseases. At that time what they are means, they are losing their consciousness. That means here, that's the meaning of here, that's the meaning here, consciousness. And see here, the first chapter here we are having the diversity in the living world. What is meant by biodiversity? The diverse form of organisms present on the earth is called as biodiversity. See here, here you are having the 2 marks questions and also 4 marks questions intermediate. Now, what is meant by nomenclature? That means naming of an organism is called as nomenclature. That means here, naming of an organism. That means sometimes when we are, see here in our state, we are hibiscus. That means in Telugu we are calling as mandara. That means here, when we are calling as mandara, when we are going to other states, we are calling with that one as other name. That's a that name is a dasani. That means here, when we are going to other states, we are calling as dasani. That means in order to not to get the controversy, the scientists has declared that we have to provide one name. That is for mandara we are calling as hibiscus rosa sinensis. That means here, what is meant by nomenclature? System of naming of an organism is called as nomenclature. Plants and animals are known in the local area by their local names. These local names are vary from place to place, region to region, and within a country also. So it is impossible for any person to remember the names of an organism in all the languages. Hence there is a need for a uniform system of nomenclature of organisms. And see here, identification. See, identification means here when we are going to other places, or we are going to any places, that means we are seeing different types of flowers. That means here what I have told in now. Here what I have told before, when we are seeing that mandara, that means we are calling as hibiscus. When we are going to other places, what we are calling, in some places dasani, in some places mandara. But in order not to get the controversy, the scientists have kept one name, that is the hibiscus. And see here, for 2 marks question, very very important, define ICBN in intermediate standard form. That is the ICBN. What is the full form of ICBN form? International Code for Botanical Nomenclature. Okay, and also ICZ means International Code for Zoological Nomenclature. For examination point of view, 2 marks, very very important. Define ICBN, that means International Code for Binomial Nomenclature. And also see here, binomial nomenclature means system of naming species. See here, for binomial they will ask in examination binomial nomenclature 4 marks. That is, what is meant by binomial nomenclature, or write about the binomial nomenclature. That means it is a system of naming species by giving each name composed of 2 components. That means binomial nomenclature means it's nothing but it consists of 2 components, that's the genus and species. Here binomial nomenclature means system of naming species by giving each a name composed of 2 components, that is a genus name and the species name. Carolus Linnaeus, he invented the modern system of binomial nomenclature. And also see here, they will ask for the exams for the 4 marks, what are the rules of ICBN. That means here, rules for nomenclature. Biological names are usually written in Latin word or in italics form. Scientific name usually contains two parts. The first one is a genus and the second one is a species. Genus starts with a capital letter while the species starts with a small letter. That means this biological name is printed in italics. It indicates their Latin origin and underline. See here we are giving one example here. What is the scientific name of mango? The scientific name of mango is the Mangifera indica. That means here the genus is the Mangifera, and the species is the indica. That means scientific name of mango is the Mangifera indica. In Mangifera indica, which is a genus? Mangifera is the indica. Mangifera is the genus and the indica is the species. In the same way, we are giving another example. What is the scientific name of rice? Oryza sativa. That means Oryza is the genus and sativa is the species. And also another example, wheat. What is the scientific name of wheat? Triticum aestivum. Triticum is a genus and the aestivum is the species. And also see here, this is about the binomial nomenclature. Here this is about the binomial nomenclature we have known, and also now we have completed the part 1, that is in the chapter diversity in the living world. And in the next class we can know about the diversity in the living world. That means that's the second part. Next one is the process of taxonomy. Please like, share and subscribe my channel for part 2.